Welcome to 2026. Finally, the holidays are over and we have a full week of work. And I'm very excited about that because the last 2 weeks have been crazy and hectic with the holidays being in the middle of the week. So I wanted to kick it off with a podcast. Welcome to 2026. My name is Matt Sochi. I'm the owner of Anchor Home Loans LLC here in Naples, Florida. And I wanted to talk a little bit about the market and what we're going to see in 2026. So if you're waiting around for the market to feel safe again and for rates to magically fix everything, I'll tell you up front, that's not how this works. This is Real Talk with Matt, and today we're breaking down what's actually happening in the housing market, what we're seeing across Florida, Georgia, Tennessee, and Texas, and why we're expanding our team with trusted senior loan officers to handle what's coming next. And by the way, if you want straight answers, real numbers, and a plan that actually works, make sure you follow Real Talk with Matt, Anchor Home Loans LLC, and our YouTube channel, Real Talk with Matt. And this is where we keep it honest and keep it real. So before we go any further, I want to put this into perspective. In 2025, our team closed over 100 loans and funded $44 million. I'm just one person, okay? One person in Naples, Florida. And putting that into perspective, we were able to finish the top 4% in the entire country, nationwide, amongst all loan officers. That's something to be proud of. Every single year, I continue to grow, continue to revamp, and continue to connect with great people. And the biggest thing is referrals. Referrals. I talk about it all the time. But this didn't happen by accident. They didn't happen by chasing the headlines. It didn't happen by being like rate quote robots, which a lot of people are. And, you know, I take a step back. I'm all about the experience, right? So from start to finish, getting to the home, making it easy for you, understanding what the mortgage payment in total is going to be, all the different things, closing costs, whatever it may be. That's my job. I'm not here to post rates and here you go. That's just not how I do business. And obviously what I do effectively works. It happened by knowing how to structure deals. I do a lot of creative financing, especially with our self-employed buyers, our investors, commercial, stuff like that, but also adapting to the market and guide people through smart decisions. It's always about guiding them through smart decisions. I would never have any of my clients do something I wouldn't do personally myself, and I think that's something extremely important. The market hasn't been easy. It really hasn't. There's been a lot of ups, downs, lefts, rights, but at the end of the day I feel like the people that are prepared on the path to home ownership understand what they're getting into, and they are jumping the gun and getting incredible deals out there, which I think are going to continue to happen as we go into the first and second quarter of 2026. That experience is exactly why 2026 is shaping up to be a strong year for buyers who work with the right team. So many of you guys might have seen we are growing. So luckily I've added onto our team a couple really good close friends of mine and senior loan officers to help continue to build the brand. This is not a send a pre-approval and hope it closes kind of year. That's why we're growing a team, and not just with anybody. I mean, these are people I personally trust and people I love that are in my circle that will be able to give our clients the same exact experience that I'm able to with their own twist. These are people I've worked with, I've hired, people who understand how I work and how we function as a company. And we're going to be able to help all of you out there. So if you have complex income, self-employed income, you're looking to grow investment properties with an LLC, creative structuring, whatever it might be, we are going to help you win deals. And while sellers are cautious out there or sitting on the sidelines, we're going to make them pay to make sure that you have a great loan and a great mortgage experience with the Anchor Home Loans LLC team. Life doesn't stop because rates move. They move every single day. I always try to tell people they're moving. They move 3-4 times a day. People are going to still relocate. Families are still growing. Jobs are changing. People are getting promoted. People are relocating, all these things. And this is why our business keeps spinning. And if you don't have the right loan officer and the right options, you're already left behind. That's the reality of it. Let's talk a little bit about the rates. So, the big elephant in the room. No, I don't have an elephant here, but let's talk about mortgage rates. I think it's an important thing. I'm going to give you a hindsight. I remember a couple years ago, just talking to a couple of my realtor partners. I said, "Hey, what are your thoughts on rates? What's going to move that needle for more buyers to get back into the market?" And at that time, rates were in the sevens, God, maybe even like low eight, high sevens. So, um, you know, everyone was saying, fives, maybe even low sixes. Well, guess what, folks? We have been in the sixes for a long time. And on the government loans, FHA, USDA, and VA, we have been in the fives for a very long time. So not much has really ticked from that, ironically, which makes me start thinking like, why are we in this weird market? And I think it is that there's a lot of uncertainty and a lot of people are looking more deep into things, all right, and setting expectations with themselves and their family on what they can buy and afford to buy, not knowing what affordability will be down the road. So we're kicking off 2026. I'll tell you, rates are good. Rates are good. Government loans, solid credit. You're in the fives. Conventional loans in the sixes, maybe high fives. So they're not perfect, but they're not disastrous. All right. They're in reality. And in reality, prior to COVID, it's kind of where we were. All right. The only difference is the houses have gotten more expensive. Okay. That's the biggest thing. And I talk to clients all the time. And great that the incomes, but they scratch their head because it's not 10 years ago. And that's the reality is it's just not. And they're starting to understand, in reality that that's where we are. Real estate's just not going to crash. If it crashes, we got major problems going on. It's just not going to crash. Yeah. Are we seeing pricing reductions, pricing improvements, prices below appraised value? Sure, people need to move the needle and go on their journey, and that's just how life works. But rates are stabilizing. That's what we want. We don't want rates to crash up or crash down and rise up all the time. We want them stable. Stable creates continuity. Okay. We don't need a freaking 50-year mortgage. That's stupid. I'm just going to tell you it's stupid. We need better lending options that's not dictated by something like a 10-year treasury. We need better options out there. We need the government and the central banking to get more creative. I'm a big believer on blended mortgage rates. So if you sell your house, carry your mortgage with you, get a new mortgage for the difference, blend them together. Like there's ways to help people out there. But the problem is the government's got too many hands in the pot on the money and investors and BlackRock and all those different things that's stopping that from happening. And it should be very easy to do. So I'm hoping in 2026 we do see some cool things like that. But rates are going to fluctuate. They're going to fluctuate with the news. So it's important to look at those things. But waiting for some mythical perfect rate has cost more people homes than buying at a 6 month something ever did, like a 6% ever did. Like people are just waiting. Well, you can't just continue to wait. I always tell the story. We bought our house, loved the house, appreciated a lot in value at a very high rate. The opportunity came to refinance. We refinance, cut the payment in half, make the same payment, paying off the mortgage half the time. Okay. The buyers that won in 2025, they took advantage of the market. They took advantage of seller concessions, temporary rate buydowns, refinancing strategies, all those different things. And the buyers that are going to win this year in 2026 are going to be doing the same thing. So it's really important when you're looking for a realtor out there and a mortgage partner that you have somebody that fully understands how this works and how to get you the best possible solution there is when buying a home in this market. And that's where I come into play. Obviously, I have a great track record. I've helped 700 plus people in the last 6 years buy a home. And I'm looking to continue to grow that number and help more people across this country. Okay. This is chess. It's not checkers, but I have the right team to help you. And I have realtor partners scattered all throughout the United States to make sure that you get the best help that you could possibly want. So let's talk a little bit about the market. So we're going to go through the 4 states that we lend in for primary homes, second homes, investor loans. We could do almost in every state, but let's talk about Florida. Florida is no longer a feeding frenzy, and it was during COVID. A lot of states locked down. A lot of people moved to Florida. Values went up, and that's a good thing. Inventory is up, super up. Lots of inventory, probably the most inventory in the United States. Prices are finally leveling. That's good for a buyer. Sellers, got to be reasonable. You have to understand what's going on here. You're not going to sell your house for 1.5 million when it's only worth 1.1 million. You're going to have to bring your prices down. Condos are especially are giving buyers leverage because there's a lot of condos out there. So people are getting good deals on that. Some people want to move into a place and not have to worry about anything, and that's okay. Um, but negotiations are back, and I'm seeing them back and forth, back and forth. Credits have been back. Credits are back. Every deal pretty much has seller concessions, and smart financing matters more than ever. So that's why it's important you work with a good mortgage loan originator that can help you guide you through that and how to structure it the right way. So for Georgia's slowed down. Sales are down. Inventory is up. It's not a crash. It's a correction. It's important. This is where buyers who are prepared can actually breathe and make smart decisions and get a good deal on a home. A lot of the homes we were looking at last year on the lake in Lake Lanier, Georgia, have all dropped or sold for hundreds of $1,000s less than what we were offering to pay for the house. Knock on wood, glad we didn't. We will go back to that sometime down the road. Tennessee is stabilizing. Homes are taking longer to sell. Prices are mostly flat. Inventory is climbing. That's a healthy market, not a broken one. All right. You got to look at that. Healthy, broken, healthy, broken. Those are things you got to look at. Texas has corrected faster than most. There's more listings, more seller incentives, and more opportunities for buyers who know how to structure deals correctly to get a great deal on a home. Programs people are sleeping on. I'll be honest with you, the average loan officer knows absolutely nothing. I'm just going to tell you, they know conventional, FHA, VA, that's it. Well, welcome to Anchor Home Loans. My name is Matt, I'm the owner, and guess what? I do everything. We do anything from bridge loans, hard money loans, commercial loans, DSCR loans, 1099 loans, bank statement loans, conventional, FHA, VA, USDA, 1099, anything non-QM, second mortgages, second mortgage bank statements, you name it, we do it. The only thing I will not do is construction loans because I just don't have the capacity for it. And a lot of people get started in it and they end up not doing it anyway. So I do have a recommendation for a bank that could do that, but not our forte. Every single thing after that is our forte. So let's talk about what really moves the needle, which is loan programs, right? Because this is where most people get bad advice. I can't tell you how many deals I've stolen, how many deals I've helped save. You have to work with a diverse mortgage broker. I keep saying that. That's why Anchor Home Loans is your first stop every single time. Realtors, if you're giving out 3 names of different loan officers and only one of them does everything, the other 2 don't really do much, then why even waste your time? You want to get paid on sales. You want to help your clients with the best customer service. Pick one, pick the best one, and tell them why. There's no legal thing that you have to give certain options. Just like if I have a client that's looking for a realtor, I don't have to give them 3 names. All right. Same thing. Don't listen to that crock of shit that people tell you. Just telling you. So let's talk about big programs. So Home Ready, Home Possible are fantastic conventional loan programs. These are for people that make 80% or less of the average median income. If you're curious, just Google Fannie Mae income lookup tool. Type in your address or zip code where you want to go. 80% shown right there. If you make less than that or equal to that, you're going to get some really awesome options. You're going to get a super low rate compared to a normal conventional loan. You're going to get super low PMI, and there's a lot of perks and benefits. All right. These are things to help underserved clients. So if you're not making $1 million a year, but you're making enough to buy a house, we got you covered, and it's a great deal. Another one, 2026 new loan limits. All right. So for conventional loans, jumbo loans, VA loans, well, VA loans don't have a loan limit, but primarily conventional and FHA, they have risen. Okay. They have gone up. So what that allows your buyers to do is to buy in a more affluent market with these first time home buyer programs. So if you're interested to know what is that, the FHA loan limit in a certain market, you can use ChatGPT or Google, or let me know. I'd be more than happy to look it up for you. And most buyers don't know the big one. And this is where a lot of my business comes into the non-qualified mortgage loans. All right. These are your bank statements, 1099, DSCR, asset-based lending, which I'm doing one right now for a friend of mine. We're doing a refinance and we're doing a purchase. And everyone's blown away because the rates are freaking awesome. Okay. And nobody really even knows about these things. Okay. So if you're very asset heavy, got five, 600,000 bucks, well, we could take that income over 5 years and use that to help you qualify. It's great. Lots of things. If a lender says you don't qualify and stops there, you are working with the wrong lender. Just letting you know. Why you want to work with us? This is where I'm going to be blunt. The market doesn't care about effort. It just doesn't care about effort. It cares about execution. And if you're a realtor out there or a buyer, you should care about execution. Effort's great, but you need effort and execution. Our team is built to handle everything. First-time home buyers, move-up buyers, investors, self-employed buyers, multi-state transactions, and we're always available. We don't work business hours. Yeah, does life come up and we have to juggle things around? Sure, but we're here for you. We're not here when it's convenient just for me. We're here when it's convenient for you. And you can reach me or my team at any time. We answer the calls, we explain numbers, and we give you the full truth. I saw a realtor post the other day, and I don't give out names, but they were kind of aggravated because the mortgage loan originator only told them what their principal and interest payment is. Well, they left out the other $700 a month. Well, if I was a buyer, I'd be like, I'm down with that. And then all of a sudden, and this is the same reason why Lennar, Pulte, and these DR Horton people are under lawsuits and investigations, because they are not giving the truth in Lending Act. Okay, they're not giving the truth. All right. That's very important. That's all we focus on when buyers. I'll give them like 10 scenarios. I'm like, all right, if you buy in this area, these are what the taxes and insurance are going to look like. The principal and interest doesn't change. So I focus on the other things that are variable, and we set up that game plan. Like, hey, if you need your payment to be around $2,400 a month, well, then you need to find a property based on your pre-approval with taxes at 300 and insurance, hopefully not an old house, hopefully a newer roof, at like $2,500 a year. That's your benchmark. I give benchmarks so people, when they get a contract, are like, oh my gosh, they're excited. They continue to be excited. And while they're excited, they tell their friends, family, and coworkers about the great experience that they had with my team. And you, as a realtor, get more referrals. Okay. So let me ask you this. Are you waiting because you're scared, or because no one's actually explained your options to you? Are sellers finally negotiating in your market? And if rates stay where they are, what's really stopping you? What has been stopping you? These are all things that you need to know. So, welcome to 2026. This is a market for prepared buyers, prepared buyers, experienced professionals in real conversations. Follow us on social media. Subscribe to Real Talk with Matt on YouTube. Lots of data, lots of videos, lots of things going on there. Go to our Facebook page, Anchor Home Loans LLC. I post everything as there as well. If you want real mortgage strategy, not a sales pitch, we're here all the time. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit the like, subscribe. Make sure you share this with a friend. And if you have ideas for topics in 2026, let me know. We're going to bang out a lot of podcasts this year. And now that we have a team, we're going to have some special guests coming forward. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This is Real Talk.